I've lived long enough to see oil embargoes, cold wars, market crashes, presidents rise and fall. But I have never seen people this unsettled inside, not just worried, unsettled. And tonight I want to speak to you, not as a political analyst, not as a pundit, but as someone who has spent over 50 years exploring consciousness. And I want to ask you something that almost no one on television is asking. What if what we're witnessing is not collapse, but an awakening? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes I'm going to show you how some of the most respected explorers of consciousness frame times like this. Robert Monroe wrote in Journeys Out of the Body that physical reality is only one locale within a larger system of consciousness. In Far Journeys, he explored the idea that humanity may still be in an early stage of spiritual development, learning through intensity, contrast, and emotional experience. Monroe did not frame global upheaval as the end of civilization. He framed human struggle as part of growth. If humanity is still spiritually adolescent, then emotional reactivity, division, and instability are not surprising. They are developmental. And that shifts the lens completely. Now let's bring this closer to home. William Buhlman explains in Adventures Beyond the Body that fear is the primary barrier to successful out-of-body experiences. In The Secret of the Soul, he expands on how belief systems filter perception and determine experiential limits. Fear reduces awareness. That's not mystical. That's psychological. When fear contracts awareness in an individual, the experience collapses. Now ask yourself, what happens when fear contracts awareness in millions of people at once? People in fear seek authority. They seek certainty. They react instead of reflect. That isn't conspiracy theory, that's human wiring. Let's talk briefly about economics, inflation, debt, central banking. The private Federal Reserve describes its mission as managing inflation, employment, and monetary stability. At the same time, world-renowned out-of-body explorer Darius J. Wright has discussed in public videos his early study of centralized financial systems and his personal interpretation that monetary structures can influence population behavior. That is his philosophical view. Whether one agrees or disagrees, the larger question remains. When systems grow more complex and centralized, do people feel empowered or confused? Confusion increases dependence, and dependence affects sovereignty. That dynamic deserves thoughtful examination, not panic. Here's the question I promised you. What if what feels like collapse is actually an awakening to fragile economic assumptions, an awakening to emotional media cycles, an awakening to shallow political identities, an awakening to our own unresolved fears? Pressure reveals foundation. Storms reveal structure. You cannot repair what you refuse to see. And sometimes turbulence is the mercy that exposes weakness. Author and out-of-body explorer Dick Landon speaks about what he calls internal sovereignty, the realization that awareness precedes external authority. Freedom in this framework is not granted by institutions. It is realized through consciousness. No one can control a mind that observes itself. When you sit quietly, when you watch your reactions instead of becoming them, when you limit the emotional diet of outrage and fear, something changes. You move from reaction to observation. And observers are very difficult to manipulate. At my age, I've seen cycles repeat. Each time people declared, "This is the end." It wasn't the end, it was transition. Monroe documented at length all his expanded awareness beyond his physical limitation. William Buhlman teaches that we are eternal consciousness, exploring temporary conditions. If that is true, then global instability may be friction, not finality. Growth rarely feels comfortable, but discomfort often signals transformation. So what do? We don't panic, we don't rage, and we don't withdraw into despair. Instead, we do three simple things. First, guard your emotional state. Fear narrows perception. Second, manage your mental intake. Outrage is addictive. Third, cultivate direct experience, reflection, prayer, meditation, stillness. The more stable your inner world becomes, the less chaotic the outer world appears. If the world were truly collapsing, would panic strengthen it, or would clarity strengthen it? The real revolution may not be political, it may be perceptual. And perceptual revolutions begin quietly, inside. Let me leave you with this. A calm mind is a sovereign mind. A sovereign mind cannot be easily shaken. And steady individuals over time steady cultures. Perhaps this moment in history is not about choosing sides. Perhaps it is about choosing consciousness. If that perspective brings you steadiness, stay with this channel and subscribe for more investigations of consciousness. We're not here for noise, we're here for clarity. I'm Glenn Schuyler.